have to be a you thing. It can be a we thing.
And then when I'm older and I have nothing.
Nursing home.
And I need you to take care of me.
Nursing home.
You can't do that.
Nursing
You're not
home.
going to do that.
2 words, Dad.
Nursing home. So you'd put your dad in a nursing home.
Nursing home. Well, what else would I do? Take care of you myself?
How about that? Or put me in your home and have 24-hour nursing assistant.
In my house?
Yeah, why not?
With my kids? And my car? And my husband? And my pool? And my guest room?
I'm just your dad.
Exactly.
The one that made it all possible.
All right, man, let's talk.
All right, Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. I also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from. And peace and love to the Lord's hopeful elect. Back at it with another quick epistle, just concerning the signs of the times and how Mystery Babylon the Great, how they treat men. And it ain't just men in the truth in relation to our women, our daughters. It's how Babylon the Great treats men, period. The fact that they fought wars to, quote unquote, protect the citizens of this place. And they get, you see how the veterans get treated or mistreated. They're homeless. They're not receiving decent benefits, decent health care. Some of them are, some of them aren't. The infrastructure, man, for the most part, from the coal miners, man, all right, to the garbage workers, to, you know, the ones that actually built these skyscrapers, these condominiums, these apartment complexes, these houses in which, you know, the women love and participate in. So all these things men built, sure, did the women help in different ways? Sure, absolutely. But for the most part, when it comes to developing a society, it's all from men, starting with the households. If that man is allowed, all right, to remain in that household and allowed to be a father, of to be a husband, to have dominion over that household, it goes a lot better. But for the most part, you see the spirit that's on Stephen A's daughter. Now, I don't know if this is a joke, a parody, or what have you, but it doesn't matter. We can discern the signs of the times. This is the spirit where we know Stephen A. Smith to be, you know, somewhat well off financially compared to the majority of the people. And you could probably bet that his daughter ain't never had to want for too much of nothing a day in her life. So you can tell that she's spoiled and she has the spirit of not giving a damn about none of the sacrifices that her father made. Oh yeah, you did this for me. You made all these sacrifices. You provided a great life for me. And when you get in your old age, we'll just throw you away. Now, here's the issue. What the hell else are you really supposed to do? It ain't nothing but a couple options. Either your parents will have to live with you, or you're gonna have to send them somewhere off. This is what we're trying to tell our people, though, that this is not your rest. Just having that be a possibility, if you do, through the mercies of Yahweh Shemashah, make it to your old age, what is going to become of you? All right. So that's what we're trying to tell our people. Let's get out of here. Let's get to those new bodies so that we don't have to worry about our children putting us in nursing homes, or we don't have to worry about living alone for the rest of our life and starting to promote dementia. All right. And things like that. Your mind starts to go. And that's pretty much the whole point of what we're trying to tell our people through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. The Lord taught us these things. A woman shall compass a man. Means go around, man. All right. And that's what we're experiencing per the philosophies and the doctrine that is Babylon the Great. The whole, what's it called? I don't know, because I'm not Babylonian married. What's it called? The alimony stuff, man. You know how you can be married to a woman for quite some time and she can just, for whatever reason, call it quits, and shit, she's able to get everything that you worked hard for, you and her worked hard for together. She's able to pretty much take everything that you have to own, man. All right. And that shit wicked. That shit's off. This is what we're trying to tell our people. Look at the signs of the time. Look at the economy. Look at the society in which we live in here in Mystery Babylon the Great. That word Babel means confusion. We live in a land that's full of great confusion. The scriptures speak about folly being set in great dignity here, man. So all people really care about is having a good time, and all they really care about is them own selves, their own selves. The Lord say in the last days, people shall be lovers of them own selves, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, which means that they don't want to suffer because the servant is not greater than the master. All right, so they're not trying to suffer. They're just trying to be as the days of Noah were, eating, drinking, and giving in marriage.
And Stephen A. Smith's daughter, I hope this is just satire or parody, but she, as you see in the clip, says she would put him in a nursing home. And unfortunately, you know, men get that treatment, man. I've seen, you know, oh, I'm not putting my mom in a nursing home, but then the men they throw the man who, you know, provided all the money, the resources, you know, they throw him in the nursing home, you know, without second thought. And for Stephen A. to do everything in his power that he did for his family, you know, remember he talked about, you know, I think his mother worked at the YMCA. He went down there when he got his big ESPN deal and told her that she can, you know, you quitting. I got it from here. You know,
and like the brother going into, man, that's a spirit of Babylon the Great. Let me bring this out in the book of Jeremiah. How the women get better treated, man. The mother worship Tupac song, a Dear Mama. But and I had mentioned, and society knows, but we don't celebrate or observe these pagan holidays. But still, man, the difference between Mother's Day, so-called, and so-called Father's Day is night and day. They say that Father's Day is the least celebrated or observed holiday in Babylon the Great, man. So that shows you something. They don't care. That's what they produce, man. And guess what? Their wildest horrors are getting ready to manifest because of this shit, because they put women on a pedestal and let them lead and usurp authority over man and kick the man out the household. And guess what? You're going to see the error of your ways when this place gets invaded, when World War III happens, man, when the famine comes and society collapses. And then you're going to want to be with the man. You're going to want to have a father that's near you in that day. You're going to want to have a husband, a brother, but all that shit is going to come to naught for you wicked Israelites in that day. You won't be able to find another brother or another sister. You're going to be on your own, man. You and your wicked ass household. There's not going to be solutions. There's not going to be answers for you. That's why the Lord taught us that wisdom shall be the stability of thy times. What times? These wicked last days, man. And in order for you to obtain wisdom, it starts with fear of the Lord. This is the book of Jeremiah 31 and 22. How long wilt thou go about, O thy backsliding daughter, referring to the nation of Israel, both male and female? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. And that's what we see now. The Lord say, because we know the order which was established, Yahweh Shai, the Israelite man, woman, and child. But the Lord is saying he's going to create a new thing because of the transgressions of the Israelite men. All right, first and foremost, supposed to be the leaders. So he let a woman go around a man. So our women, they're able to go to college and get these degrees, or they're able just to whore themselves out, or they're able via their beauty and their feminism, if they have any, to be able to manipulate the minds of society, the minds of children, the minds of men. All right, a woman is able to do that via her beauty. That's why the Lord taught us not to get caught up in that, man. All right, because many men have failed. All right, many societies, kingdom have crumbled because of strength given over to women. You see, truth be told, a woman really doesn't have power over us, man. It's just we're weak and we gave it to her, man. We could take over this shit today, all right, and run things the way that they're supposed to be run, but that isn't the will of Yahweh Bahashem Hawashah. It is the will of the Lord that things are out of order right now, and that He is reestablished the order via His servants, the prophet, ultimately Malak Hawashah, during that second coming. But we're chanting wickedness down. We're chanting Mystery Babylon the Great and the philosophies of, we're chanting it down through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Hawashah, because we see that this isn't conducive to longevity. What they have going on here, the doctrines of devils, the way that they think, it ain't right, man. And these women are bugged out. They're bugged out. They're the weaker vessel, and that day by day you see it manifesting how weak they are. All these, come on, man. Whatever happened to just being a simple person, having families? We see that now more than ever, that a lot of women of our nation don't even care to do the whole family thing. Why? Because they're settled on their leads, and their bitch asses only care about themselves. They don't care about having children no more. They don't care about a husband. Hell, you can't really blame the young girls, because look at the men that they have to look after. They're a bunch of weirdos. So it starts with the men. The men are a bunch of weirdos, and it just produces generation through generation of lost ass Israelites. Hell, our parents' generation were lost. They taught us lies. We inherited lies, via them, and it just went throughout generation, only until the elders and apostles, starting with Great Millstone, and the men that they learned from when they woke up, was the truth reestablished upon this earth, man. All right, but until then, our people were absolutely lost, man. And the majority of them, 66%, 2/3 of the nation of Israel, they're still lost to this very day, man. And we're getting ready to see the error of their ways.
You talking about the real patriarchy of his family? He did that. You know what I'm saying? He did that. Say what you want to say about Stephen A. But it's a lot of sacrifices that every man has to make for his family. Real men make sacrifices. And a lot of times, the only reason a lot of guys make the sacrifices that they do, and you can say, well, Stephen A is this and Stephen A that, but what's admirable is he did it for his family. He did it.
And ultimately, man, that we need to start looking at this spiritual, not carnal. So first and foremost, as us as believers, we're doing this for ourselves first and foremost, working out our salvation through fear and trembling, but also for our households, our legacy, our heritage. We do this for our children and our children's children, man, because the Lord will bless you and your children if you obey Him, and the exact opposite if you disobey. This is Psalms 27 and verse 10. When my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take me up. And we got to remember, a man's foes shall be they of his own household. The Lord is not a man that He shall lie. This thing will happen. It may not happen to each and every one of us, but collectively we're going to experience the spirit of betrayal. So the Lord is preparing us by meditating on the scriptures daily. So just like Stephen A. daughter, just coming in that spirit, it wasn't hellacious or nothing like that, but just the spirit of saying, I don't want to get rid of you. Yeah, you did all this for me, but I'm gonna just throw you away. It's kind of like, it ain't no kind of like, it's evident that society uses men, the women and the children. All right, they use men for their own benefits, man. All right, and they give no reverence to the man. That weak ass Father's Day shit. Again, we don't observe it or care, but still, it's so weak. It's so much more that they could do. It's so many more gifts. It's so much more acknowledgement that could happen. Look at all the song that go all the energy that goes into uplifting and promoting women. I can't remember too many songs that cater to off the top of my head. I'm thinking of two. Goddamn Dance With My Father and Me from Luther, I think that's him, and Destiny Child, Cater to You, right? Other than that, off the top of my head, especially per my generation, after the the 90s, you don't hear too many songs uplifting men, but you do hear a bunch of songs uplifting women and whores, man, okay, and a whole bunch of debauchery that goes back into the crafty counsel that Esau, Edom, and the rest of these heathens have taken against the children of Israel. They've sat down through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah and came up with ways to destroy our people, putting feminism, in our households. And now look at us, we're absolutely destroyed. You put that weak ass vessel as the head of the household, and we see our entire entire nation destroyed. Guess what? Yahweh Ba'Shem Shah is doing it now. He's exposing your weakness, woman. He's exposing the error of your ways, and we're about to see you embarrassed like this earth has never seen before. It's time to bring our women up on charges through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shah. They're treacherous, they're haughty, high-minded, they're whores, they're prideful, and we see now more than ever that they're way worse than the men. You remember how when we were little, it was always, boys are dirty, this, and girls had this image of supposed to be clean. Come to find out, nah, it was y'all that was dirty. It was y'all that were the freakos, man. Because truth be told, where did all this whoredom come from? And in order for the little boys to be sleeping or messing around with these little girls, if it wasn't consented, they would have to be raping these girls. That's not happening. They're freely giving it up, man, because they're weak. They wasn't instructed in righteousness. They wasn't instructed to take care of their body, not be a whore. It's promoted. Do what thou will. Do whatever you want to do. That's why you see our women moving the way that they're moving now. The hell with them, man. The hell with our, we pray for our daughters and such, our families. But if they're not of the hopeful elect, then guess what? They're just not of the hopeful elect. So it's the hell with everybody, in my opinion. And it ain't my opinion. It's thus saith Yahweh Bahashem Shai concerning those that are not with the Lord. The Lord say those who do the will of the Father, belongeth to his family. That's his family, man. All right. So we want to be a part of the Lord's family and do the will of the Father, coming in the fear of the Lord, the obedience towards Yahweh Bahashem Shai, so that the Lord will justify us and we'll see the downfall of our enemies, man.
For his mother, he did it for his sisters, he did it for his daughter. A man that damn near do anything, a real man, to provide for his family. He'd do anything. And for her to say, we gonna put you in a nursing home.
And that's what we do through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai. We care about our family, but one thing the Lord has taught us is to care about him, his only begotten son, and his truth first and foremost. And if we do that, it could seem ugly to an unlearned individual, but if we put the Lord first, then guess what? The Lord say all these things will be added unto us. The Lord say the things that you have to forsake for him, you will receive 100-fold. So you'll get your punk ass daughter back, all right, in her right mind in the kingdom. You'll get your wives back, man. You'll get your brothers back, your cousins, but it'll be later on. So we got to go through that straight gate and understand the process of salvation, that it's not for everybody. So we got to keep on producing, because we're going to experience, as the days progress, more and more weirdo stuff, man. More and more people bugged out, more and more anger. This is 1 Timothy chapter 5, in relation to what Buddy say, how we like to, as men, take care of our own household. We make sacrifices, man. So we want to do that spiritually in this truth. 1 Timothy 5:8. But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, first and foremost, spiritually, man. We're not talking about carnal things, man. All right, we're talking about teaching your household the law, statutes, and commandments, teaching them right from wrong, teaching them the name Yahweh Yahweh Shai. So if you're not providing for your home, and especially for those of his own household, so our home, the entire nation of Israel, we care for the nation of Israel, all right, in our individual households. He have denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. Good gracious, man. All right, so the Lord is saying, if you don't teach the truth, if you don't provide for your own, once again, spiritually, before we start talking about money and provisions, all right, but coming in the fear of the Lord, then guess what? You're likening to an infidel. Worse than that, man. All right, you have denied the faith of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. So we're supposed to be spiritual first and foremost, and teaching our household the same. Let's go to the book of Proverbs. Let's go to the book of Psalms. Psalms 127 and verse 3. Lo, children are an heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. So, hey, we got to remember this thing is about heritage as well. It ain't just about us, man. We care about our family. So, if you want to have a legacy, a heritage of success and prosperity, then turn to the Lord, repent, come back to Yahweh, Bahashem, and Hawashah. As arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are children of the youth. Happy is the man that hath his quiver full of them. They shall not be ashamed, but they shall speak with the enemies in the gate. And right now, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemashah, for our captivity, for our women, our children, we're ashamed of them, man. If they ain't coming in the spirit or the fear of the Lord, they're out here wilding out, man, one way or another. It may not be evident how wild they're wilding out, but we can guarantee you if they're not coming in the fear of the Lord, they're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability, man. So we don't want, because that's the thing about our children, they can bring shame onto you. If you have a daughter that's a whore, if you got a son that's a whoremonger or a thief or a murderer, that brings shame unto you as the parents, man, and especially as the father. So when your children are out here wilding out, they become a shame unto you, which means you become a shameful individual. All right. And we don't want to be ashamed of our children. We don't want to be ashamed of ourselves. We don't want to be ashamed of our heritage. Going back into the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, they're ashamed. They deny their heritage. The Lord say, if you're ashamed of him, he's going to be ashamed of you, and he's going to deny you in front of the Father. He never knew you, man. All right. So it's important for us to reverence Yahweh Shah as much as possible, so that the Lord will have pity upon us, look down upon us and say, you know what? They're fighting. All right. They're reverencing me, because that's what the Lord cares about. We don't care what the world taught us, how the world taught us to serve the Lord. We understand it now.
You can't be in my house, and it was probably his money that put her through private school, his money that put her through college, his money that's that's financing her lifestyle. Even at that point when she have a husband and a child, and it's just like, oh no, you staying in my house? No, you going to a nurse home. He was like, what about, you give me 24-hour, nursing visits while I stay in your house? And she said, no. No, and that women are very selfish.
Absolutely. Matthew 6:2. Therefore, when thou doest thy alms, do not sound a trumpet before thee, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory of men. Verily, I say unto you, here's the point, they have their reward. So that's everybody that ain't coming in the fear of the Lord. You're happy, you're settled on your leaves. What the hell do you need to repent for? You cool. Let you tell it what you need to serve the Lord for when you rich and you got multiple dwelling places, multiple vehicles, etc. All right. So that's the spirit of a 2/3 individual, man. Somebody that's comfortable here. They're not coming in the fear of the Lord. They don't care nothing about no great tribulation, because here in the great tribulation means that their pockets are going to be empty, that their stomachs is going to be touching their back, and our people would rather hear smooth things. They'd rather for the prophets to prophesy deceits, man. All right. So that's a spirit that a lot of our people are in, and especially our women, who is the weaker vessel of our nation.
Talking about narcissism, it's just one of those projections with women. Women are narcissists. It's really hard to find women with big hearts. Even when they come to their children, they put themselves above their children a lot of the times. Even when they come to mate selection, they don't think about the children. It's about how it makes them feel. It's about how it makes them feel. How did God make them feel? It's not about approaching it logically. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all be thinking it's about the friction in the bedroom for women. No, it's about how a guy make them feel. You hear women say, his thing can be small, but it's big to me when you in love and all this type of shit. It's all about how he makes her feel. And more times than not with women, it's a roller coaster feeling. They want ups, they want downs. They don't want leveled out steadiness. They don't just want to be going up. They want highs and lows. Ain't no valley high enough. And that's messed up. But that's the reality that a lot of men got to deal with. You did all this sacrifice. And women can never understand or quantify the sacrifices that men would make. And you know what's so funny about it?
It's a great point, man. And going back being spiritual, starting with the elect men, starting with that hope for 144,000. Nobody understands what we have went through thus far, and they will never understand what we're getting ready to go through as we serve the Lord, as we come back to Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. They have no idea the sacrifices that we make, even if they live in the same household. All right, it's just certain things that you can't see that the Lord is doing through the Spirit. Sure, there's some manifestations. You'll start, like, your family will start to see you moving different, not eating abominable things, teaching different things, but they don't know the depths of what the Lord is doing to you, all right, and how he's working on your mind and changing you, man. This is a spiritual thing. We can't see these things. Again, there's manifestations at times of our changing, all right, but overall, your household don't really know what's going on with you, man. But this is Ecclesiastes chapter 13 and 24. Riches are good unto them that have no sin. And look at the women that are prospering. Do you think that they have no sin? They got plenty, and they haven't repented for one. Not one time have they said, Salakia, Abanawa Yahweh Bahashem and Hawashai, man. So they're that list of sin is extreme. And poverty is evil in the mouth of the ungodly. So all these people who are prospering right now, it's going to come to naught, man. And that's why the Lord taught us today that the love of money is the root of all evil. And we see that the love of money is upon our women. The love of pleasure is upon our women. That's why they do the accessories. That's why their closets are packed out. This is deeper than rap, all right, if you will. The woman is really bugged the hell out, and especially here in Mystery Babylon the Great. Why? Because they promote this type of behavior. They promote this type of mentality, man, that the women can do what they want. Summertime, you'll see whole households full of little booty shorts, man. All the women, walking in a line. I go to these amusement parks, if the Lord allow, and you just see just lines of families with just booty shorts, man. All right, nobody gonna tell them right from wrong. Nobody's gonna tell them to put on clothes. And as a man, that's a great shame unto you. Here you are with it's supposed to be your family out in public, and your whole household look like a bunch of whores, man. That's a great shame unto that man. But here in Babylon the Great, the man is so defeated that it's easier for a man just to say, what, fuck it, and just let them wear what the hell they want, man, in order to keep some type of peace, man. All right, but if you try to buck up and say, you know what, put on some clothes, then society here will shame you. They will shun you, and they will tell you that you're dealing with toxic masculinity and things like that. Or narcissists, using all these damn words, which ain't nothing but an excuse to not be in the order that the Lord has established upon the earth. Once again, this wicked kingdom is about to see the error of their ways by putting this woman on the pedestal. I say all men should get out the military and just let the bitches fucking fight it out, since they want to be drill sergeants and usurp authority and go to ranger school and all this old shit. Let the women, we're fine with it. We've already fought these wars. We don't care. All right, we'll sit right back here in the rear while you women go kick indoors, which you're not. All right, jump out planes, which you're not gonna do that on no mission. I mean, and and conduct them good operations day in and day out, man. We're gonna let y'all have that. And guess what, man? Lord willing, the Lord is gonna give you over to that type of spirit, man. He's gonna put you on the front lines in World War III, man. And you have fought hard for this. You fought hard for equal rights, man. You say that a woman, a man and a woman are equal. They can all do the same thing. We're gonna hold you. The Lord is gonna hold you to the things that you're saying, woman. All right, you're saying you can usurp authority over, man. You can lead in battle. That's cool. All right. Look, the Lord have already let you lead the household, and we saw you fail with flying effing colors, man. How much more in a time like this earth has never seen before are you going to fall? Are you going to fail? All right, because the Lord is going to flip things upside down. Right now, it's peaceful, it's mirthful out here, but when the Lord take away the internet and take away the folly from this place, what the hell are you going to do when the internet goes out? What the hell are you going to do when you can't order DoorDash? And a lot of you women's cooking skills, and that go for these Edomite women too. Lo and behold, we thought y'all could cook a little bit, and we seeing all these TikTok videos or what have you. What the hell are y'all cooking? Society don't really know how to cook that good. They doing all these weird wacky recipes, man. Just weird stuff, man. Raisins in the macaroni and cheese, stuff like that, man. We got to get out of here. This is not our rest.
Young men, your boys will understand the sacrifices that you make. That's the crazy thing about it. If you have sons, they will understand the sacrifices that you make, because they will go through.
And a lot of time, both children will, as they get older, will see the error of their mother's ways. But guess what? It's too freaking late. When your child becomes grown, it's over with. It's still gonna be your quote unquote child, but that is not a child. So you just missed out. That's why it's important, because I'm going through that right now, man. My daughter be 16 this year and I've barely seen her. I have to trust in Yahweh Shema Shah, or I'm going to go crazy, or else I'm going to seek revenge. The Lord say, once again, let me bring it out. Let's go to the book of Mark, chapter 10 and 30. But he shall receive 100-fold now in this time houses and brethren and sisters and mothers and children and lands with persecutions, and in the world to come eternal life. Let me go up to verse 29. And Yahushua answered and said, Verily I say unto you, that there is no man that have left house or brethren or sisters, and all these things are in jeopardy right now, or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my sake and the good news, which is the gospel. The Lord say, he shall receive 100-fold. So I'll get my child back. I do believe that, man. And I do desire to have her back into a child's body. So, hey, don't put the Lord in a box, man. All right. We receive those new bodies, and our family receive those new bodies. And the Lord gonna make things right, and the Lord not a man that he shall lie. If he's saying we will receive 100-fold, we have to believe that, man. We believe in reincarnation. We believe in our nation being reborn in the kingdom through our loins, man. So we just got to be patient and trust the process, because the uglier things get, the more and more I'm starting to see the Lord is very peculiar in the way that he's doing things. Sure, he wants us to know certain things, but there's a certain way that he operates which we're never going to be able to understand. All right, what the scriptures say, we learned that in the old church back in the day. The Lord move in mysterious ways. Absolutely, man. You're not going to be able to, he ain't going to let you catch him. You know what I mean? Now he's going to give you sufficient wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, but he got some mysteries, the other way he operate, that we're just not going to understand. So me, with this thing with my child, is very near and dear to me, and it drives me insane. I feel like I've gotten played. I feel like I've gotten used. There's people usurping authority over my fatherhood, my dominion over my child, and the whole experience of having a child in Mystery Babylon the Great in these last days is completely bunk. All right, it's completely whack, and I understand just because of that simple fact that this is not my rest, man. My daughter damn near grown out this bitch, and I barely seen her, man. It's a great vexation, man. But I got to understand that this is not my rest, that we're in captivity, and that these things are subject to happen, man. You may not. Shit, I got to look at other people's that shit. It's people that done lost children, they in the grave and things like that. People that don't have mothers. My biological mother left me. All type of things, man. Which all these issues that we started to see, this is why we cleave on to the Lord, man. Because we're wise enough to know that this is not our rest. This isn't peaceful. This isn't a decent way of living, man.
With themselves. That's the thing. That's the crazy thing about it. They will go through it themselves. They start living, and they do things, and it won't get appreciated in a way that it should get appreciated. They will start going through that shit themselves. That's the wild thing about it. They will start living long enough to be able to sympathize with their father. But yeah, that's the callous thing about men. That's the hard shit about it, is that you can make all them sacrifices and women will feel entitled to it. That's what you were supposed to do. You don't get no credit. You don't get no reward in the back end. But when you don't do what you're supposed to do, you get all the blame. When you do what you're supposed to do and do things the right way, you know what I mean? What do you get? You don't get nothing.
Come, but the Lord did promise us a reward, so we need to trust in the rewarder, which is Yahweh Bahashem and Hawashai, and don't trust in man. Keep going, keep on fighting. That the Lord promised us that we shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. That's the name Yahweh Yahweh Shai, man. So we got to remember that and trust in the Lord and trust in the rewarder. Okay. And if we endure to the end, then there's great reward. And part of that reward is getting the things that we forsook or lost or sacrificed back, man. All right. You lost having a house, or you never got the experience of purchasing a house and having a bitch ass mortgage. Well, that's fine. Wait on the Lord to give you multiple dwelling places, man. Same thing with your children, your wives, etc. All these things will be given unto us 100-fold. Thus saith Malak Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. So that's pretty much the point, man. Just the signs of the times, man. Ain't no love out here for the prophets. Ain't no love out here for the men. All right. Ain't no love out here for decent women, because they'll shame you too. I just saw like a little article about a woman claiming herself to be a virgin, and there was women shaming her, like making fun of her for being a virgin, you know, calling her lame, boring, shit like that, man. So you see what happens when you're trying to be a decent person. You get shamed and shunned, but the Lord sees these things, and the Lord will restore us, man. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Till next time, Shalom.